We are live.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's follow-up on last week's wave exercise. I'm excited about seeing where we all got with our week of drawing. I had a very busy week, and I'm not making excuses. I did do drawings every day. I'm not going to say they're not brilliant because I did improve, and I'm looking forward to hearing what Andre has to say about it. I did a bunch of those circles. I thought the circle exercise was great, and a few other things too. But I've seen some of your posts, and I'm really excited to see the rest of them. Sandy's going to kind of run through those now. Yeah, let's see what we've got.
All right. So Chris Hall, he's up first. He did a couple of them.
Yeah, looks like he kept to just lines.
Yeah.
Nice. He's got that 3D thing going on, the way things are coming in front and behind. It's definitely got a little bit of a biomech-y sort of structure to it, but it also, without a doubt, is a splash, which I think is cool. A bio splash. Yeah, on of that here. Yeah, got a little bit of the tattoo cheese going on, but yeah, for sure has the wave adaptation going on. Nice. Yeah, you can tell these are waves done by somebody who does bio.
And Tavon did several very fully rendered ones.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay. Yeah, I saw the first one. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that one's great. I really like how it rears back. You know, you've got that sort of question mark thing that happens. I probably would have been too afraid to S-curve it all the way like that, but it works. It's got a lot of really explosive energy to it. Very nice.
And this was number 2.
Yeah, this one's a little bit more stylized. Really cool though. A little bit more of a sawtooth kind of approach almost.
And then this was, I think, from a couple days ago still. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's definitely pushing it more in the bio direction as well. But without a doubt, with the structure of the Japanese splash, really neat.
And then we've got Quentin did this guy.
Yeah. The old circle. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I found the circles very helpful as well. I like that one.
Yeah, a nice one. The shading in it. It's hard to know how to shade waves sometimes, you know, especially when you get into the fingers. Sometimes it's easiest to just put nothing there, but then sometimes they look underdeveloped that way, at least to my biomech trained eyes. Everything has to have a gradient to it.
Yeah. And then the rest of them ended up in the group exercises on the app. So we've got Matt Jackson did some. Oh.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, like that.
Rises up like that.
Some stacking. And then oh, and then Melissa. I think these ones were during the exercise. And then
okay, I just saw a message from Andre saying send link please. So
you can let him know that it's in his WhatsApp.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick while you're pulling these up. Those are cool. I love how I like seeing a bunch of sketches together on a page sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like this one, Melissa. And I like these guys down here. Lots of movement. And Melissa, I think I saw you, you had done some waves on a tattoo. I think yesterday or maybe even, yeah, it was just within the last couple of days and they looked really cool. That was good timing for that tattoo to come in, I guess.
Okay, so it looks like Andre is streaming live on the app. That's not what we wanted. Is Gabe online right now, or?
Oh, he's seeing my thing now. I've
Okay.
just sent him another message. So.
Okay. Good. All right.
All right. Oh, there we go. I think he's here. All right.
One.
Sorry, I'm late.
Oh, no sweat. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we just got started here. We're kind of reviewing people's drawings from over the week, and yeah, there's some pretty nice ones. This person actually has like kept track of which day, which I haven't bothered doing that with mine, which I should have.
Sorry, my.
Can you see my?
Let's see. I see a black screen. Okay, now I can see a page of thumbnails.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Beautiful. And now it's okay. All right, now Sandy's kind of paging through the group exercises. Yeah.
All right. So this is the day one Melissa's exercises. I think that's what came up. I don't know if she got too much other days, but she did actually get to do.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to see, like, that's day one. I'd love to see the day 7.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a little pixelated?
Not on mine.
No, that looks good.
So you're seeing the gray screen with the white window in the middle of it that says day 1, but you're seeing it looking pixelated.
On my phone, I just want to see if it does the image on the screen look clean.
Okay.
You're talking about yours there, Andre? It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Does look
Okay.
good.
Cool.
Yeah. Are you able to see the screen share right now?
I could just see Guy. I can't see you, Sandra.
You can page back and forth, like swipe left and right, and you should be able to see the screen share of the drawings that the various different participants did.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
All right.
The day one.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so this was Melissa's day 1. And I think she ended up one of her day 5 or something was an actual tattoo of waves. So it seemed like good timing to be doing this wave exercise.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
All right, good. That's good.
That got up in here. And then we've got a few days from Matt Jackson. So
Yeah.
day 1, little colorful day 2.
Yeah, you can definitely see the difference though from day 1 to day 4.
Yeah.
A lot more confidence in there.
Yeah. I see that. The day 2 and 4 are so different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's Andre's beautiful ones from the Rob Shaw.
Oh yeah, really nice.
Yeah, some nice stuff.
Yeah, you can see how on the left he just roughed out those half circles.
And I think that was still the exercise.
Yeah.
And then we've got Jason's. Got day 1 here at the bottom, and then day 2 over here.
Yeah, and of course Jason has done waves already. He's already got a method, but yeah, these are really nice. I like clearly he tried to do 4 nicely contrasting compositions. A crazy spiral in the lower right is really cool. And then that wave in the upper left is a very different approach, how it's got 2 levels to it.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, these are great. Day 4 is a really good build up.
Yeah. I did not put my days on here, but the ones that I did, I was pretty busy drawing other stuff, but I did make some time. This one I think was today's, this top left, right? Yeah.
I don't have mine scanned, but I can just turn my camera around real quick here and
All good. Okay, spotlit.
yeah. Okay. So day 1. So one of the issues I have is, I'm so used to the energy and motion of my hooks and things like that, having a little bit more leeway. I'm doing bio, so I can get crazy with it. So trying to rein it in and stick with that very natural sort of flow. It took me a minute. And my first day drawings were awkward and definitely look a little bit more like spiky broccoli heads or something. And then second day, by the way, these circle exercises are very, very useful. I'm going to be doing a lot of them. I think that these flow better, the bottom one in particular, but still it's got a little bit of that weird broccoli head thing going on. Let's see. This one, I think I did better actually during the exercise when we were looking at that Hokusai wave with the 2 different directions that things were crashing. And I was trying to do that here. And mostly this one I think is a little awkward. And this one, I like the one on the bottom. That's probably one of my better.
Those are great.
Thank you. Yeah, the top one is a little weird. The shapes, these shapes are weird, the way it leads up into it. But yeah, these movements, I think that a little bit more graceful. I'm not 100% with this here. I'm not sure what's the right way to handle that sort of thing. I'm still working on it, but this foreground wave here, I like that one. And let's see. I think I was trying to do a similar thing with just a wave coming down. And
right.
Yeah,
I like that bottom one. That bottom one is how one wave that one to the right is going to the right. Yeah, the one, where your fingers, and then I like that.
Now, there's this I'm not sure about it. I was trying to sort of lead into the way this wave is crashing here, and so this has this little blip in it. I'm not sure how real water would work. It would do that or not. And then this one, I was trying to make the wave like it was curling over and crashing, but like where it actually hit here.
Oh yeah, that's great.
I kind of became a little bit lost, but I like the idea behind it, starting with the little curls and then the more big complex ones. And then finally just waterfalls all the way down. I try to do a circle a day and I think what I really need to do, and I know I said I was going to do it and I really didn't, is look at Hokusai waves and then try to come back to one of these circles. So I'm nowhere near done, just because we've done these all week. I'm going to keep doing them. I'll probably fill this sketchbook with waves and
that's great.
Thanks, man. But yeah, that's mine. They're definitely not the best in the class, but I think I improved over the course of the week.
Yeah, everybody's doing great waves. But it takes practice. It's something that it's a thing that really you're practicing a lot. And don't beat yourself up because it's a thing where like you just kind of like you're overanalyzing yourself but the end result in the long term of constantly practicing, your stuff will get better and better and better.
I think that's the whole thing that's hard is is being that persistent about it, because it's so easy to just get sidetracked, you know. I mean, as artists, we've got all these different requests for different things, and you know, most of us don't have the luxury of being able to specialize in a particular thing, and like I do, but it's certainly not waves, you know what I mean? Although I've done some bio and waves, and now I want to do it again. I'd love to do some bio and waves and get the waves, you know, more legitimate looking this time.
Exactly. I totally get it. In this session, I'm gonna step away from prints really quick and just kind of focusing on natural water motion.
Okay.
From something simple to something really dynamic, scary looking stuff that I've been pulling up. I
So you're
think this
talking
will
about
help.
photo references of real water here?
Yeah, photo references of real water. Let me flip my camera back around now. And this is something that whenever I get stuck on something, how I wanted to move, well, and how I wanted to move, and how I and to give it a very organic look, I go straight to nature. And then sometimes when I'm over analyzing nature, I kind of go back to Japanese prints to
Hey, sorry
understand
to
how
interrupt you. Hey, Sandy, could you get Andre pinned on the screen? I think we've got me up there right now.
You betcha.
Thank you. Perfect.
how to drift from a very graphic world to a really organic world, and bring those two worlds together. And that's something that that I help. I try to work on all the time. Here we go.
I think that's kind of the magic of somebody like Hokusai, and you know, those artists who are able to really capture it, you know, because it is taking this very complex, chaotic thing and reducing it into a graphic expression, and it's easier said than done.
Yeah, totally. Here we go. So there's like so much going on here. There's so much eye candy for me. Like this is so much eye candy. There's so much like I can draw this numerous times and I can get something from it. It's kind of like listening to a symphony, or that's my little daughter in the background crying. I'm sorry, folks, if you can hear.
It's okay. Usually mine is the one that comes in and makes noise, but she does it on purpose. So it's all good.
Okay. And again, as you can see, this is a little square here. So I kind of do a little square again to complement it. And to wrong sketch. There we go. And so what I'll do now, like I'll focus on the part that I really like. Well, so we all know the actual in the pipe, you know, and then this is what you most likely, this is what surfers are looking at when they're actually surfing, right? So what's the most like, C shape. I can't remember what's it the name just popped in my mind, the shape, this natural shape. What's the name,
like
man?
the Fibonacci spiral? Or,
that's what it is, Fibonacci. So Fibonacci is going on in this all the time. This is what you're looking at. You're seeing and again, I'm always thinking this in my mind. All right, so this is a wave coming into the shore from the sea, and it's hitting the ocean floor, and it's coming up, and this is what's giving you the force. So I'm gonna go and just I'm going to work on this part, and I'm going to try to compress this whole area into this something that like will work really well. Let's back up a little bit. Let's make the square probably a little bit longer. Almost something that you would see. You know what? Let's do a circle. Let's do a circle again. Instead of a square, let's do a circle. And then we're going to build in this circle. Come on. Okay. Now, I kind of like this motion. All right. So this is what everybody's kind of like looking at right now. All right. But then there's also this motion in here. It kind of curls up a little bit. It's not breaking yet. There's a part of the eye that it kind of the wave is kind of going up in here. So I'll just save that for like later. All right. I'll just do a sloppy one. But then now I'm going to just bring this motion, which is this broccoli head. You kind of said it right, guy. A little broccoli head, you know. And then what I'll do is I'll do another complementary flow. So it's kind of like this motion. Let's just go like the top of a C, a fat chunky C, right? But flip backwards. Here we go. And now just do the little finger waves again, like, but we're gonna do them really small. Don't do them too big, but just do them really small. And now this water, right? It looks like it's going forward. No, but it's being pulled back. If you kind of look at that motion, the force of gravity as the water comes down, it's starting to, as we know, water is a solid, and as it starts to fall, it'll start to break up, and that's why you see these little water vapor. The water drop is kind of breaking. Is the wind and gravity are pulling the water outward, right? So then what you can do is you go in the direction that the water is flying off. Now, this is any artist's personal taste, right? And there you go. This is a really cool kind of organic water, you know, not really trying to break. I'm not trying to draw every part of the structure of this water, but I'm just taking parts of it that I feel like is cool and still keeping this overall shape and just breaking it down and building it on it. And I'm kind of saying to myself, oh man, I would love to tattoo this. Where would I put it? Most likely I put it on the butt, you know, like I think it would look really cool. And instead of doing like really big C shapes, try and draw as small as possible. And this will help you loosen up your hand also, because when you draw small, you can draw small and do it slow, but you kind of lose the energy. So when you're doing it as small as possible, you want to do it as fast as possible. And then it'll give you like a faster movement. So you're flicking your fingers as quick as possible. And then when I get to this point, I'm already looking. I'm going to stop at this point of the wave because this is where the wind is starting to pull it back. So now I start to work from not this end, not to the front, but to the back, and I start to again just double layer it. And somebody was asking me, well, how do you figure out when you want to bring and break the water back? Well, it's constantly looking at water like this over the years to actually figure out like when do I want to do it. And I'll have two different sides of water. I have like these little tiny finger waves, but I got these bigger, chunkier ones up here. And it kind of looks cool. It's not like I want to have it so uniform, but I want to give it a real loose, organic look. And now if I want to, which I'll just change the size of my lead of the lead or the tip, and I'll do it untitled brush. And this will double line it for me, and I'll just blow it up now. I'll pull it in. And this is breaking down natural water motion. Here we go. So, and now you're just gonna trace those. Now it's your own personal taste where you what lines you wanna draw.
So this is basically that marker trick from last week.
Yeah.
Big hat.
Yep.
So joining us tonight, we've got Melissa, Jason, Casey Ball, and we've got Ginger and Tavon.
Right. Is this Ginger's first night here?
I believe it is.
All right, welcome. Yeah, we're all really trying to improve our wave game, and yeah, some of the tricks that we picked up last week, I'm still assimilating. I never really got a lot of quality advice on how to do this. Just a couple of kind of quick hints. So getting a detailed walkthrough has just been so valuable.
Yeah. See, that's great. That's great right there. That's great. That's great. Like seeing that is that's you know, like, and what you could do is like the way you have yours structured is a little bit more closer and dense. You could just bring them back and just up the top like that, and now you already have this flow. This is what I was gonna get to is, you know, now you start to do the breaking on the breaking lines, right? The bar lines, and then that's it. Everybody's been hitting me up on YouTube, like, oh man, I've been watching the videos on YouTube.
Awesome. Yeah, I think Ginger was able to watch it yesterday so that they were prepared for today.
So now you have like water that, and you know, like sometimes you can keep the under sketch and keep the newer line work that you did, and you know, retrace it. And sometimes you might not like the refined line that you did, and you use the old sketch lines. And so like no line is really a mistake. I kind of been saying this for a while. There's no line is a mistake. It's how you perceive it and how you want to break it down. That's perfect, guy. That's great.
Thanks. So yeah, I'm lightening it, and I'm gonna come back in and double line it all now.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, just kind of step back and look at it. You know, like squint your eyes and see that. That's amazing. That's great.
I'd say compared to last week, it is definitely. I feel less lost in the woods.
Excuse me.
So are you kind of doing the same thing, double lining yours now, or where are you at?
Yeah, I'll start double lining it, just kind of refining it, picking which chunks of line that I like. And now this is for everybody. This is like your personal taste. Like, how do you feel? How do you want your warrior to move? Because you've got the overall structure now. You've got everything kind of worked out that you should be comfortable just fully just lining it and picking the lines and you know, no real second thought, but still have like a really good discerning eye, you know. So now I just pick what I want to trace out. And I did this the other day. I was on my Instagram and I was drawing this tiger out on paper and I could not, get the tiger's energy down on paper. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take it into the studio and draw it, and redraw it, and my brain will just like figure it out as I'm going to work. And as I get to work, I still redraw it and I still don't like it. My client gets there and I decided just to draw it on them. And this is the first time I've ever drawn a tiger on someone. Never ever really did it before, but I drew it so many times at home that I felt comfortable doing it. There was no like, oh man, you're fucking up, excuse my language. But I felt comfortable doing it. Even the ways I did it just like how I did it here. Like I just I did a really good line drawing. I remember you were saying that what Philip did, he sketched on with a marker and then kids marker and then did like a cleaner line drawing and then erased the whole thing underneath it and then did another clean line drawing. It's like the same steps that he did is kind of like the same thing you kind of do on paper, I kind of followed that formula and it works.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so thank you, God, for that.
So yeah, some of this actually, it almost looks like somebody else's waves, which for me is kind of a miracle because I haven't liked mine for a long time. So I'll tell you, one of the places where I struggle is I'm coming up the bottom of one of these projections, right? And no problem. And then I get along the front and then on the top of it, I sort of get lost there.
So where you did that last loop where you finger your hand like that, just pull a line underneath all of that. Right there. Yeah. Pull a line. And then you see where that second hook is? Where that line you just pulled up there? Yeah. See that second hook right there? Pull a line from that. Pull a line going. No, the other way.
Oh, okay. I got you.
There you go. Because you can cut into the wave. Like when you feel like it's like, whoa, it's too chunky right there, just cut into it.
Right. Yeah, that's one of the things I've been starting to work on getting comfortable with is cutting in like that. Yeah, I think part of me is just so tempted to let that top part of it where it gets real foamy and windblown just kind of turn into chaos. It's hard for me to structure that part confidently, but I will keep trying. I mean, I love the fact that this is such an epic wave with so many things about it that are, we're trying to translate.
So Melissa said that on day 7 was when she was doing the tattoo that with the waves, and she says that I had 4 tracings for the tattoo I did on Sunday before the stencil, and even when I went to the skin, I adjusted those lines and refined the waves as I was tattooing them. I felt a lot less hindered and fumbling compared to the first day. Very helpful drawing over the previous week.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not often that we have the luxury of, giving ourselves homework assignments and saying, okay, I've got, a horse tattoo coming up next week. So I'm going to go out to my neighbor's horse farm and sit there and draw horses all week. It's hard to, find the opportunity to do that kind of thing. But man, if we could properly research every tattoo that we did. Okay. I feel like I've probably taken this one as far as I can. The top of yours is definitely a lot more like, yeah, it reverses just the right way. That's a tricky thing.
Yeah. So I think it's part of the Fibonacci sequence. So where the wave really breaks is where I decided to cut back. So like, and I'm looking at how. So again, it's like going and looking at this wave naturally. The water is coming down. It's breaking, and it's actually falling down. But if you look right here,
Yeah.
if you look right here, this is the area where it's starting to break. This is where the wind is really pulling it, and you can kind of see like a little finger wave like that.
Yeah. It's sort of reversing on it like that.
I mean, even if you look at this area where it's kind of like shaky like that, that's a wave. That's a finger wave.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then you got these over here. So you can sometimes a good thing, whoever's watching, you know what, just trace it. Sometimes trace the water out, and get yourself familiar with it.
Well, yeah, and then it's hard to know exactly how to trace it because there's a stylization going on here where we're really trying to translate it into something.
Exactly.
I'm definitely curious to see what other references you've got since this one's been really fun to work with.
Okay, I'll pull up another one.
I'm not quite done here yet. I'm sure nobody else is either, but
I'll keep this on the screen then. But yeah, these are the things that I kind of look at to keep my work fresh, and keep inspired. I think this is Big Sur. Or this might be this is off the coast of Africa.
Wow. I'm just realizing, Andre, that if you were able to rotate your phone 90 degrees, then we'd be able to see a larger image with the camera.
It's not landscaped.
It's not landscaped yet, no. There we go. Now it's landscaped. Sometimes it just doesn't catch up.
yeah, I find that every time I get on Zoom, I have to landscape it, then portrait it, and then landscape it again, and then it somehow does it.
Technology.
Yeah. All right. So I'm giving this another go. This top part, I want it to look windblown and fast, but I think just the fact of the waves reversing, because that's the thing is there is a formula to this, and not to say that we can't improvise on that formula, but I mean, like Greg Irons, he's a good example. He wandered outside of strict Japanese a little bit, but really tried to honor it, in a way that it's still makes sense, it's not just chaos.
Yes.
Okay. That's a little bit better. Yeah, just the fact of the reversal definitely makes it look like the wind is blowing. So, okay. I'm pretty happy with this one. I feel like my week is paid off or is paying off. Yours definitely has more layers and character to it. I'm afraid to fuck with mine at this point.
So Matt
Sorry if you hear
Jackson.
sorry if you hear any hospital talk in the background. My fiance just came back from work.
Oh, is she working in the hospitals? That's a tough job.
Yeah.
Everybody wear a mask. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, agreed.
Listen to all doctors out there. They know what they're talking about.
Agreed.
Okay, so now we're kind of working on a different part of the curl there. So this is like a foreground layer of it.
Yeah. So this is that wave that you see on the inside right here. This motion is right.
Yeah. And I can see how it's really reaching forward and crashing down with a little bit more forward speed.
Okay. That's something I just did. I mean, you guys don't have to do that. I just saw that like last second. It was like, oh, let me try that. Wanted to see what that would look like. So yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, I looked around a little bit for that. I think I told you about that reference photo of the people about to get knocked over by a wave while they're standing in a boat. And I actually did spend some time looking for that one because it was just such a cool reference because it really looks like finger waves. But I was not able to find that one. I did a painting based on that, but it's probably been 15 years.
I got hit by a wave one time, and it was probably like 3 feet tall. That shit knocked me on my ass. I almost broke my neck.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it came on with so much force.
Yeah,
You
see some of the waves that surfers play around on. I mean, they're carrying the mass of a battleship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, water's powerful.
Okay, so let's ink this one. My daughter's having a time of her life out there. She wants to learn how to read now, so.
Nice.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, reading every night is such a big part of it right now. My daughter is reading on her own, but as long as she still wants me to read to her, I'm down. She's going through Harry Potter right now.
Oh wow.
All about the dragons and stuff.
I remember when I was working on Wall Street, and Harry Potter came out. It was it's probably like 2000, 2000 I think it was 2000, early 2000, and all these kids were coming out of it was on 42nd Street, man, and all these kids were on 42nd Street, and I guess it was a release of one of the new Harry Potter books, and all you just saw was a bunch of kids from Dumbledore,
Just in
all
full
the different
costume.
schools. So you saw a bunch of like Slytherin house, you saw Gryffindor. I was like, holy moly. What's going on? I didn't know anything about Harry Potter. Nothing about it. And they all had uniforms from the schools. It was just this thing.
Yeah,
And
full on fan club.
Now I have all the Harry Potter movies, and I watch it with my kids. So
That's awesome. It's a phenomenon.
I had an ex-girlfriend that was into it. She bought the special UK edition.
Okay, so now you're just you're doing a much more refined pass on it where you're zooming in closer and
Yeah, I'm zooming in closer.
all right, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna make another layer here. So you typically trace over a minimum of 3 times, right?
3 to 4 times. Waves, I'll do 3 to 4 times, and actual figures I'll do it about 5 times, 5 to 6 times.
You must really be used to doing it with your hands by that time. By the time you actually get to tattoo it.
Yeah, it's definitely my muscle memory has kicked in, because I've tattooed sometimes, and the image is just basically like disappearing, and I can kind of go off the head, match up to the actual drawing.
And what kind of changes do you end up putting it through? And like, you find that when you're zooming in closer and changing it, do you sometimes feel like you lose a little bit of that natural flow, or you have to work hard not to lose it?
Yeah. It's like, this is the underlayer sketch has a lot more looseness, but whereas the refined line has, it's weird. So when I'm drawing it, when I'm sketching it, it comes out great. It's I had way more energy, but then when I refine the lines, it loses it. Now, if I transfer it to tattoo, it's really refined lines when the stencil's on, but then when I do the first pass, it's really loose. So it's like a back and forth energy.
So you basically try to get to a point where before you start tattooing, it's all very established, but you also at that point know that because of that, you've got a little bit of leeway to just let your hand flow and maybe discover some new fresh energy to it while you're at it.
Yeah. One of the things I learned, and one of the guys I learned from, he said, don't put too much energy in the drawing. Put the energy into the tattoo. So I played with that. So I kind of got what he meant by that. The energy you put into the tattoos, like, it's the refining, it's the constant refining, it's the shading, it's the build up. Whereas a sketch could be clean as possible. Make it clean as possible to read, but then like put all that energy as you're building into it. Because if you over energize the drawing, then you're gonna put too much energy into the line work as you first do it, because you're trying to achieve perfection too early, and the perfection is the buildup. The perfection is as you go, because the drawing is done right. And when you like you could draw it, you shade it out, you color it, but the initial line work should be as make it clean as possible, but don't put too much energy into it. So sometimes I'll leave a lot out. I'll leave some really heavy detail that gets put into it as the tattoo starts to grow. So it's
Do you
kind of
ever
like that's
find that? Do you find that there's like a certain speed that you like to move your hand when you're lining, and if you move it too slow, that it just doesn't come out right?
yes, yeah. Like my uncle, all my uncles are carpenters, so they all have this different energy about when they'll put a house together. Like I've seen them put like I've seen them. One of my uncles, he's in New York, and he works on, he has such a very loose technique, but the end result is like master carpentry. Like it's like these, if you ask him to do stuff without any nails, he figured it out a long time ago. So it's like all this. It seems like he's very lazy, but by the time he's done with it, you're like, whoa, what happened? How did you do it? And he just kind of like shrugs his shoulder. So it's like I grew up around something like that. I grew up around my uncles that kind of have like, they all have their own little personality about when they do their work, their own personal projects. It's fascinating to witness. Oh, I don't like that.
It's funny how something can come out of your hand and you can just immediately say that, like, oh, nope. like if you were a musician, you would know if you hit a bad note. Same kind of thing.
But you don't get that leeway when you're tattooing. Maybe if you're gray lining, but
a little bit. I mean, I think that to a large extent, and I hate to even say this out loud, but tattooing is very much a process of making bunches of mistakes and then fixing them as you go until it finally looks like there's no mistakes.
And that's where the whole refining, like, don't put too much energy into like the line. It's because you're gonna make a bunch of mistakes. So that's where the whole build up process comes in. Yeah.
I also think that if you do too much in the drawing, you leave yourself with nothing in the tattoo process except for copying. You don't have a creative aspect to it. Like all the creativity is already kind of been and gone. And now you're just trying to make a perfect copy of the thing that you've created. And I like the idea that while we're actually putting the thing on the skin, a really essential part of the creativity is happening there. There's, aspects of the line work and the shading and the color that we discover as we go. There's a certain magic to that. Yeah, this might actually be one of my best waves all week, which I would hope so, right? You know, if there's any justice to the world, you should just keep getting better. But you know how it is. It doesn't work that way.
Not always justice to the world.
So I'm just curious to know how everyone else is doing. If everyone feels like they visibly improved this week, and if there's any particular parts of the wave that are still perplexing. Oh, all right, I think I'm done with this one. I use lighter lines on it, so it might not be as readable. In fact, I'm just going to double up that layer.
Oh, I like that.
It's too light to read. There we go.
Let's flip the. Let me see what it would look like.
Yeah, you know, that's the other thing is, do you ever find that you draw something and it seems to look fine, and then you flip it and it looks absolutely wonky?
Yes, like right now. right now, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I should do that.
But now I'm like, I gotta let it go because I can't. I don't want to dwell on it. I'll just let it go. Like, I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, if nothing else, that is a good way to pick out the awkward things in a composition, is to just flip it. And I mean, our teachers have been saying forever that it's healthy to kind of turn your paintings upside down and that kind of thing, just so you can look at them as just pure form, kind of detach yourself from the subject a little bit.
Yes, I do that when I would do watercolor. I paint it upside down.
Yeah, my wife has an easel that is on a spindle, so it rotates freely.
That's sick.
And sometimes she started, as a result of having that easel, she started doing paintings that have these long curves in them, because now she can like kind of just hold the brush real steady and rotate the whole easel. Pretty neat.
That's cool. That looks cool.
All right, so we are 1 hour in, and I think that if you don't mind, I think that we could share out our Zoom link and see if there's anybody that wants to join in the conversation and let us hear your questions. And yes, our next reference. What have we got here? Oh. So that one's really like foaming.
Yeah.
Like from a distance like this, you just see it almost looks like a cloud.
Yep. But this is great because you could pick out any which section if you want. You have, I mean, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. about seven angles you can you know what, this is a little,
It's a little too epic.
yeah, let's go, yeah, let me put another one in there. Let's go with this. Let's go with this. Oh yeah, this is great.
That's
great.
much.
I picked that one out for you, guy, because I feel like this is bio.
Yeah.
This
I
has,
was thinking that. That the shape of that hook, is.
that hook is.
I know it's all the Fibonacci hook, but that particular photo, yeah, gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna start a new file.
And again, this is like a sleeve. This is a sleeve onto the chest.
Right, you wouldn't want to make this a little wave on somebody.
No. This could be, even it could be anything. It could be on the butt. It could be off the kneecap.
But it would be nice to see it big. That would make a great rib panel.
Yes.
So are we doing another circle this time, or what are you thinking?
You know what? We're gonna actually go with the rectangle.
Okay.
We're gonna do a rectangle. We're gonna obey the photographer's eye a little bit and kind of just go with that, and then we're gonna use a little bit of imagination to have it come out here. I can tell it's ending about like right there. So I wanted to.
Okay, so maybe a little bit wider rectangle.
Yeah.
Like a 3:4 aspect ratio.
Oh, everybody's stuff is good. Melissa, that's dope.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Thank you.
All right, we got Melissa in the house.
Malcolm!
Somebody say Malcolm? That sounds like Henry Lewis.
No, it's my fiance yelling in the background.
Sound like Henry Lewis. I was like, is that Henry? Holy shit. Henry's in the house. Henry Lewis does some really good waves too.
Yeah, he's got a really great illustrative style.
Worked with him at Skull and Sword. Cool dude, man.
Yeah, I like how he's got a lot of sort of classic fine art and illustrative influence in his background, but then he brings it into this, kind of fusion of tattoo styles. It's pretty neat. All right, so are you actually going to trace that one?
Yeah, being lazy.
Okay. Well, I don't have the reference, so I'm just gonna try to use my biomech superpowers here, and
now we have some water crashing forward, some going back, a little bit going forward over here. This is the stuff that I love. Like, that hook plus the white stuff. Another hook is it's about, you can look at it as 1, 2, 3, 4 hooks. But okay, so again,
Andre, if you wouldn't mind, could you just kind of zoom in on that wave so it fills your whole screen just for a minute?
Yeah, there we go.
All right. So yeah, I also really like how there's that diagonal curving line. There's several of them, but that one that's the farthest to the left,
this right here?
Yeah, but it goes all the way down and to the right, it curves down. Yeah, that white frothy line.
Yeah.
I like how that line has so much action in it.
Mm-hmm. Like right here, like I like this little S.
Yeah.
This little S. Yeah. So a friend of mine, Sess, he's a graffiti writer. And he will put his name, and I should send him this because it looked like CES right here. Sess. Well, yeah, this is this little hook right here that comes down, I like that. That's Yeah, guy, I'll send you that. I'll send you this picture.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing my best to absorb it like this, but yeah, I feel like I could learn from that photo.
I'll give you guys a head start. Pay attention to this stuff too. Like, break down the white stuff. Break down the white foam, like this right here. You know, there's like this here. It's flipping back a little bit that way.
Yeah, I think one of the things that, back to Greg Irons, one of the things that he did in his stylization that I think was a little bit, uh, different from strict Japanese is there's a little bit of that Swiss cheesy sort of thing going on in there, like you have in bio, but there also was, almost like a fractal kind of chaos. But I think he was still trying to, keep it so that it at least acknowledged, the Japanese look, and part of what made it so cool.
You know what? I'm just gonna go off that picture. Cheese.
Cheese, yeah.
Just to chime in here, you still see a lot of that Swiss cheesy kind of water effect. If you look at certain illustrative artists up in Canada, those guys are still using that same basic kind of almost like a negative opening in the water itself kind of look.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I'm doing it right here in this wave. So yeah, I know who you're talking about, what you're talking about. You talking like Steve Moore or James Tex? Yeah.
Steve Moore, James Tex, just about anyone from like the West Coast of Canada.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yep.
Yeah, Steve and James are both just so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve is actually one of those people that I'm gonna try to see if we can get him to join us here on a Monday night.
That would be absolutely incredible.
I know he's a little shy about getting on camera, but this is a pretty
Steve Moore?
show. Yeah.
Oh man, he's dope. He's dope. Hey, what is he on?
Another planet.
Yeah, I think one of the things about this wave that I'm having trouble disciplining myself about is just that whole top of it is so bristling with fingers. You know what I mean? It's not just like a layer of it. It's a whole half of it.
Hi, you gonna help Daddy draw?
Hi, got a visitor. I'm probably gonna end up with a visitor pretty soon. This is about the time that happens.
Whoa. Hi, Munchkin. Hey, Munchkin. Hi, my Munchkin. Hi. Hi. Mommy's calling you. Go, mommy. Love you. Besos? 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 Kiss? Can I get a kiss goodnight? You like how Daddy did your hair this morning? All right, cool. Can you hit the light for me? That's cool. Thank you. All right. I love you. All right, there we go. I stole that water from that photographer. Sorry, dude. Oh yeah, everybody, it was great. That was great, guy.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens when I double line all this stuff. Right now,
Sandra, can you bring that up closer?
I think I'm finally well, I've had a hard time here with the camera. I think I'm finally starting to understand the little U's, the little C's. I think I was making them a little too much like straightened, and the more that I have them in these little like circles almost, I'm actually understanding how you were able to decide where things connected a little bit more.
Right. All right, so I'm gonna show everybody. So what y'all saw me do was I basically just ripped off this guy's wave, but how I would originally break it down would literally be like this, which is the hook. You know, like so the hook is here, right? And once I do that hook, from that hook, I see that. So it's kind of like a wig, you know, or a fluffy cloud kind of thing. Let's do that. And then that's where now your own discerning eye, what you want to do. You can have the wave start from the inside or outside. And you're putting the finger waves just where you want to put them. And you can chop into the froth, you know. What happened? What? Oh, when I was going into the car, I had she broke my water bottle to the Starbucks. So she kept holding it. She would not let it go. And when I was moving it, she had her head down, and I tried to move it out of the way, and it just flipped up, and it just grazed her eye. It just grazed the side of her eye. That was it. She doesn't have physical injury when she's always with me. She falls. There we go, man. Yeah. That's what I got to deal with. She's using my words against me because I've always said that to her. Why she's always crying when she's with you? Anyway, folks.
The joys of parenthood.
Yeah. So that's basically how I'll break down a wave. Which I kind of like this one more than the one I ripped off. So I'm gonna go with this one. It's weird. It's weird when you kind of put your own energy into it. But folks, if you are ever wanting to, anybody else watching this, if you ever want to just understand the water and crashing waves, kind of just trace a little bit, you know, and then try to draw your own way. When you draw your own way, you'll put a little bit more energy into it, and then it becomes your own. You can see that I loosen up a lot compared to like that picture, but I was tracing a picture instead of actually drawing it out my own way. Yeah. That's for all you YouTubers that are gonna watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried to join the YouTube live stream earlier and just didn't kick over for me.
Yeah, we fixed that up, Jason. There was a some sort of embed thing going on, and yeah, once I noticed that, I just changed it up. So anybody on YouTube's able to see everything now. We've got
Awesome.
Ginger and Tavon are in the comments over there.
Hey.
And Javon's on the Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't actually get in through the app at first. I was having the opposite issue.
Huh. Okay. So what was happening at the app?
It wouldn't what was it saying? Like it was directing me to the YouTube, I think. Or the what was it, the tattoo yeah, it was the
Television.
YouTube.
Yeah, there was
exactly.
so what happened was Abe was taking care of getting everything embedded and stuff yesterday, because I was working on those icons, and so there was something about YouTube, and I've not signed on to the YouTube, so I've just been using Vimeo, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure what exactly happened, but something with YouTube not streaming, so I just changed it over to the Vimeo, and everything went smoothly after that.
Yeah.
Guy, you having fun over there.
Yeah. I'm actually having a lot of fun with this. I mean, some of this is just straight up like bio Swiss cheese stuff, but I love that aspect of it, and I'm trying to find my own hand in this, because I mean, no matter what, I mean, as much as I want it to look legitimate, and I was joking about how it doesn't look like my waves, and that's a good thing. At the end of the day, you still want to make your own art out of it.
Mhm.
Everybody's doing some good stuff. Jason. Tivon.
Yeah.
Hope I pronounced the name right. Sorry if I'm
Yeah, Tivon.
Tivon. Okay.
I think I hear the visitation about to happen.
Is it an untitled one? Tonight?
Yeah, they've been untitled lately because there were some threats made on my part. Yeah, she has her own like nice little office out in the tattoo building. And I said, honey, keep doing this, I'm going to end up having to move my computer out to what was formerly known as your office. She's like, what? And yeah, that worked.
Nice.
See how long that lasts. I think she knows that most of her old man's threats are entirely too negotiable.
Oh man! All right, now I don't feel so bad. My daughter does the same thing to me. Daughters know their dads.
All right.
My fiance.
I also feel like over the course of this last couple sessions that I've actually gotten better at drawing more loosely on this computer, which has always been a hard thing for me. As much as I use this computer for working on and refining images, I don't use it a lot for starting them. Most of that still happens analog. And so this has been good for me in that sense too. Yeah, this one I'm tempted to actually spend some time shading it. I mean, life permitting, of course. Among other things, I'm drywalling the basement. It's a glamorous life.
Drywall. Are you done drywalling after that?
We'll see. I mean, I've got some tile and stuff like that that I'll have to do. I mean, there's always something. Always something.
Mhm.
You know, it's catch up time. All
Yeah.
the things that have been building up to the point where certain parts of the house are starting to look like it was falling apart, you know. And then there comes that point where it's just starting to weigh on you and you got to do something.
Mhm.
Okay, so one of the things that I definitely find happening, and I found this in the last couple, is where that wave reversal is happening. It's hard for me to just turn it around. You know, I end up having it dissolve into froth a little bit. I guess that's not a terrible thing.
That the flip around like
When we get here, yeah, where we're
What does it-
changing direction.
does a horn look?
Yeah.
All right, so there's two different ways you can do it. So you can do it like this. So you can do a C, and then you do more little fingers. That's like, you know, like if it's falling and stuff, and the wind.
So you got a point where it sort of imperceptibly turns around.
Yeah. There's that. There's doing it where the wave is just like that.
Yeah.
This is your choice of when you want to do it. It's kind of like you know, here we go. It's like imagine do a circle, and that's it. Any degree of the angle you do with a circle, you can do it. You can choose to bend. You can choose to bend the water or change the direction anytime you want. I did it multiple times in this sketch right here.
I think I might shade this after this.
That's good.
And then after that, I'm going to have time for one more. And I don't know if the rest of you are going to be like last week and keep going, but I might be able to rejoin you again in a little bit. But I would love to do one more. But I'd also love to spend some time shading. I'm definitely borrowing from Greg Irons a little bit here because of the sort of fractal chaos. And part of it is that stripe of froth that I was pointing at, that line of and, it's just so expressive. It's got so many cool things. Like you were saying, it almost has lettering in it.
Right.
But I am happy that I did all my wave drawings this week on paper, analog style. And I mean, I think that to me that's very helpful, just because I have so much history with it, and so it just happens so much more quickly. And I think all of us, we have to find things that work with our habits, that work with our flow. And I try to just do both. I think that's the important thing, is to just make a point of being both digital and analog. More
I
or less,
agree.
sometimes in the same project.
Yeah, I mean, I got really comfortable doing working on my iPad because of paper.
Mm.
I know that they do make things that you can overlay on your iPad that are supposed to simulate the feel of paper better than your normal iPad screen. And I think that, like this Wacom tablet, it's a pretty good surface. It's not overly slick. It's got a tiny little bit of tooth to it. I think it's trying to feel like paper, but it's still not the same. Yeah, I feel like I should see if I could get permission to use some of the Greg Irons images for the Flow and Fit chapter in Reinventing. I would really like to show those examples. Also, I just want to make sure that people know who he is.
I wonder what tattooing would be like if he was still alive.
Yeah, he was so low key about the fact that he had such a fresh vision. And Henry Goldfield, who he worked for a while, was sharing some stories with me about how Greg he'd be on the BART on his way to work, and he'd realize, oh shit, I didn't do the drawing for my client today. I got that rib panel. And he'd find somebody, on the BART that he could get a chunk of paper bag off of. And he shows up at work with this brown paper bag with a beautiful but simple drawing on it, and of course he had this great economy, a lot of areas that barely got tattooed, that just flowed so beautifully. His use of negative space, I think, was totally on point.
Sick.
Yeah, when I first was hanging out in San Francisco all those years ago, that was when Chuck Eldridge still had the tattoo archive, and I think it was in Berkeley. It's in North Carolina now. And Eddie Deutsch took me over there and actually had Greg Irons's photo book. And, the original photo book with the photo prints in it. And he gets it out for us to look at, and we're looking through it, and you recognize some of the pieces, but some of the photos are gone, and you realize, that's because Ed Hardy took him out to put him in Tattoo Town, and he just didn't make him back into this book.
Ah,
It was such an amazing feeling holding that book.
no kidding.
Like, Chuck, are you sure we can do this? I feel like I can comfortably move beyond this drawing in a minute, and I'd love to be able to do one more. So what do you guys say? Is it about time?
I can definitely
Yeah.
move on whenever. Yeah.
I mean, I'm still scrambling, but yeah, in the next couple minutes.
Yeah, I'll be finishing this for sure. Because I'm definitely enjoying it so much. I'll definitely be taking quite a while on it, I think, later. But
Yeah, this
don't
particular
need to do it
wave is,
now.
I mean, I could see wanting to do a painting from this,
Mhm.
You see the painting that Chris did? Pretty neat.
Was that of a wave?
Yeah, Chris Hall, he did it didn't make it into the group exercises. He just had it
Oh.
posted on his Insta.
Oh, I think I did see that. Yes, 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 yes.
I'm stumped right now.
You're stumped? How'd that happen? All right. Well, there's mine. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one last thing. The kind of thing I'm always telling people to do. And this is the real difference between digital and analog. Like if I decided to throw shading behind an analog drawing, I would just do a few quick scribbles and it would look fine. It would give the idea, but I know that that's basically just my way of saying place gradient here. And it actually looks quite scribbly, and it's just in my mind's eye that it looks like a smooth gradient. It's kind of funny how that works.
Insert gradient.
Yes. So, what are you stumped on, Andre? Just out of curiosity, what's the?
This little wave right here. I'm trying something.
So I think I am actually going to have to step away, just like I did last week. In a few minutes, I'm finishing this up, and I hope you guys are still at it in 20 minutes when I come back.
Yeah, most likely. Let's keep it simple. There we go.
I'm going to finish this one first. Well, and I can't really honestly judge this along next to my other wave drawings this week because this is the only one I bothered to shade. So of course it looks better. But I feel like tonight has actually been a great moment to sort of consolidate all this stuff from the week.
Mm.
Whoa, damn. I didn't even look at that, guys. Dope.
Oh, thanks. It's turning into something. So what are the kinds of things that stump you when you're working on a wave? And I mean, you've done this so many thousands of times, you still get stumped.
It'll be like a weird motion in the finger wave. Like I was overthinking. Maybe I should just do a little ripple back, but yeah, I'll keep it. You know, it's always trying not to make the finger waves look too repetitive, but it's just me overthinking it. Try to keep it as low tech as possible.
Overthinking is the artist's way, for sure. And sometimes it leads to good things, but mostly it just causes us to burn ourselves out. Yeah, okay. So the gradient behind it definitely helped.
Yeah, Taiwan, I like that.
Thank you.
Jason, can you zoom out a little bit? Oh yeah. So you caught that flow really good. The overall body of it is great.
Yeah, the crazy S you got in there. Nice.
Thanks, guys.
All right, I'm going to step away for a few minutes. I hope to see you folks in about 20. I already feel better than I did. Well, certainly I feel better than I did last week. I definitely could not have done this drawing a week ago. So, all right, I'll catch you all in a few.
All right.
Right.
Adam Rodriguez in the comments is saying that everybody's doing awesome.
Thank you kindly.
Oh, Melissa just left the Zoom and she said that she forgot to plug in her phone. There we go. So if anybody's in the comments right now and they've got some questions or issues they're running into, you can feel free to mention it and we'll pass it on. So Andre, when you end up getting kind of stuck, like what you were talking about on one little spot, is there like a trick that you kind of fall back to bring yourself out of that?
I'll just loosen my hand up a little bit, and then
Mm.
I just zone out and I just let it go.
Nice. Yeah, that makes
I'm
sense.
sorry, I'm not talking. I'm sorry, I'm not really saying anything tonight. I don't know, this wave. I'm trying to like really get it. I'm on one of those like I don't know. Okay,
Concentration
let me
trips.
review everybody what they're doing. All right.
No worries.
I like that,
Adam
Melissa.
Rodriguez in the background is saying finger wave master. I love watching him build. So I don't think there's any issues with you not talking. Everybody's very much
Sandra, that's dope.
thanks. I'm very happy with this so far.
That's great.
Add little textures and stuff. It's
Yeah,
definitely
that's
the most
great.
happy I've been with the wave. So thank you. Lots of fun. I
This
think
one's
we're
a
all
little bit more.
zoning out.
Oh,
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, then please feel free to ask.
It's definitely a very meditative thing to do. Easy to just zone out.
Yeah, waves are definitely it's a meditative thing.
Oh yeah.
It's like if you ever go to the beach, it's just kind of like you're taken back by it. The sound of it, the look of it.
man, I haven't been out to the beach in a while. I'm gonna have to go.
Totally.
My iPad has been acting up ever since the new one came out. Apple's telling me something.
Oh no.
Yeah, Melissa, that's great.
And a pencil died
Jason,
on
that's good.
me, so I was like, all right, let's switch to ink.
Yeah, I'm trying to expand off of my my normal methodology for doing waves. It's really helping out.
Awesome. Getting out of the comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. That guys looks good. Yeah, Melissa, that's cool. Tavon, you going on psychedelic, man. I like that. Got that tie-dye look. Oh, that's good.
Mhm.
That's dope. I gotta try that.
Bright colors.
Actually putting the blue in the water.
Yeah, I go through and put like a medium tone blue, and then I'll put darker blues and then whites. Hmm.
So Andre, I'm just gonna go and have some food. But if you are ready to go at any time and I'm not back yet, you can just give me a text and
Yeah, no worries.
I know the same.
Yeah, I'll be here for a while until Guy gets back.
Awesome.
I was like, oh, somebody getting the ass beat.
Jesus.
Might have been my background. Sorry.
That was awesome. I was like, oh shit. Sandy's beating her man's ass. Just joking.
A little suspense to your wave drawing tonight.
People are like, yo, what's going on?
Oh, damn. Are you moving into a dragon tutorial? Is that what you're doing now? What? Yes.
Oh, nice.
I'm just playing around, waiting for you guys.
That's what it's all about.
Thanks for giving us a chance to catch up.
I'm horrible at this painting. I'm just playing around. You guys keep going. That wave looks cool. Everybody's work looks great.
It definitely feels a lot more relaxed than last week.
Yeah,
I'll
this
second
puts you in a
that.
this puts you in a very it's a it's a very meditative technique, like water. I can't really explain it, but when I'm constantly doing it over and over again, it's just different type of feeling, you know.
Why do I feel like I should have the movie 13 Assassins playing in the background?
Is that, you know, it's a good movie, Zatoichi, the blind swordsman.
Yes.
That's good to have in the background. You know, it's a good there's a good anime, Miss Hokusai. So it's basically the story of Hokusai's daughter. I don't know if anybody's seen that. It's a great film. They kind of hint at maybe a lot of the stuff that we see that Hokusai did wasn't by him. It might have been from his daughter. And he's stated that no one else can do women like his daughter. Like considered Hokusai was one of the best artists at the time, but you know, he's hinting, like he's also saying that his daughter is better than him. But the only reason why she never really got such notoriety because she was a woman back in that time. But by far one of the best artists to, and I have a few of her prints. I mean, by far she's probably one of the best artists to ever live in human history. But you know, she's not really talked about.
That's going on my list.
Yeah, Miss Hokusai. There's a lot of folklore that they put in it. There's a few scenes. There's also scenes that they actually replicated some of his prints. They're in the background. They do it very sneaky too. When you see it, you're like, oh, that's that print that he did, and oh, it's great. It's like, you know.
Yeah, so far one of the highlights of my life was I was over at the London tattoo show, just visiting, walking around, and just basically being in awe. And met this guy. He runs a business called the Japanese Gallery in London. And he's Japanese. He flies back and forth to Japan and collects old Japanese woodblock prints, restores them, and sells them. And he let me flip through and thumb through an original copy of the 47 Ronin.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just unbelievable.
So a few paintings I want to get. I got a really cool tiger scroll hanging in my studio. That's probably one of my gems in my collection. I just stumbled upon it here in Berkeley.
You in Berkeley, California?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Berkeley, Oakland.
Not too
really.
far. Yeah, you're not too far from me.
Where you located?
Santa Rosa.
Okay.
Yeah.
What studio?
I'm actually not working at a studio right now currently. I haven't been for about a year.
Private studio?
I'm aiming towards that eventually. I would like to do that, but it might not happen right away. I've been going through some personal stuff, and I mean, even before COVID and whatnot, I just was dealing with some things, and then things just ended up taking way longer than I was hoping for. And then, of course, COVID happened, and then I'm like, all right, I'm just not going to get back to tattooing yet. And now I'm even kind of still biding my time because I don't want things to get shut down like right when I get back to work. But
Yeah.
I've also been working on this other project, and as soon as I'm finished with that, which I'm pretty much about done, then I'm gonna probably try and get back into a shop and at least start tattooing again because I've been definitely itching. Been over a year, really.
I get it, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Everything is on lockdown.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if they're actually closed down in Santa Rosa yet, but
Nah, not Santa
we
Rosa,
were
but here.
one of the last counties to reopen.
Out here on the East Coast, we're still going strong.
Wow, that's crazy.
Out here in Oregon, they've put in some new restrictions, but they've got tattoo shops, personal services, and stuff open. But we also went through like 6 pages of brand new guidelines when they finally reopened us.
Wow.
I swear I look like a mad scientist when I'm tattooing at this point.
Yeah, all the
Tyvek suits for everybody. Yay.
I think some shops are actually like that.
Seriously?
I think so. Not here in California, but I've seen I don't think they were joking around, but that's what they have to do. I think it might be in Boston.
Damn, that's rough.
The blues are good.
Thank you.
I'll be right back, folks. I'm literally on my floor drawing.
Hmm.
Hey guys, I think I'm gonna get going for the night.
All right. You have a good night.
You two guys, I will see you all next week.
Take care, man.
If not in the morning drawing sessions on Monday, but if not then definitely Monday night.
Cool, man.
Cool. Take care, guys. Have a great night.
Yeah, you too.
Have a good night.
All right.
This is not drink and draw, but I need a drink. This is nervous. I mean, this is nerve-wracking. About this guy. Let's get a little technical. Look at the diver. This is crazy. This is a crazy picture I am. Look at the diver. Let me break this down. Everybody's doing great. I like that.
Thank you. I have a totally different appreciation for drawing finger waves now because of you. Thank you.
It's a fun exercise.
Yeah.
It's a great filler, you know, like, say if you were doing a face, and say if you were doing a face and, you know, like, and there was like another face here, you know, it's great to, you could always just do some order around it.
Yeah, I've never, even when I've tattooed like finger waves in the past, like usually I'll kind of just find a good reference and, you know, not full on copy, but for the most part, try and emulate and copy as close as possible. So this is cool that I feel like I don't know, I have a way better understanding of how to draw them now.
This one I was gonna work on. Oh yeah. Let me take this one out. Oh, where'd it go? Yeah, this is the one right here. Let's try a quick one real quick. And this is just a rock and water interaction. So as you can see, this is the rock closer into the beach, sees out in the back. You can see the ocean. So you can know the water is coming to shore. It's crashing into the rock. And and you see a lot of like white foam, you know, and how do you translate that into I mean, look at this. This is something that's really cool right here. How do you translate that into a tattoo? You know, this is probably if I was doing someone's mid back or lower back. This is probably like the butt area going on, wrapping onto the side of their body. And here we go. So if this is the rock, let's just let's zoom in. You know, it's the
That's a cool picture. Good reference.
And how do we so what you can see is you know, it's kind of like yeah, or something like that. And to translate now,
The large fingers become smaller fingers.
there you go.
Cool.
Excuse me. Ooh, all right, that loosened me up a little bit. All right. And again, just go back and just refine it a little bit more. This type of water that I'm doing is a little bit longer, as you can see, than the ones that you see over here. This has a little bit more mass, and then they come out. But I really am pulling out. I'm really pulling the water out now. This kind of show like movement, like. And it's all your own artistic interpretation,
Mm-hmm.
And then we're not going to lose the rock at all. We're going to keep everything in there. To the dark shading where it needs to be.
I think the key thing that's been helping me with it since since last week, and you showing us all this, is just keeping it really, really loose in the beginning.
Right. I'm very loose in the beginning. This is just
like how you keep saying that no wrong lines.
Right. There's no mistakes. No line is a mistake.
Yep.
You trust in your brain. This thing that's been evolving for the last couple thousand years, right? Just trust in your mind. Your mind sees it. And there's a guy named Maxwell Maltz. It's called the success mechanism. Anything that we see, we can accomplish. We can accomplish our goals. So it also goes with drawing. Also, anything that we see, you're putting your mind into it and just trusting it. So like every little squiggly line, it's not really a squiggly line. It's just your brain can break down the shape, and then you just work within the shape if you want. That's it. And then you just refine when you want, whenever you want to. It's just the process of sketching. Sketching is like a good thing to help you. I saw Henry Lewis do this a lot. I would sketch, but Henry Lewis could sketch, and it's not like he's making all these mistakes. No, he's working all of this out so fast. His mind is working so fast that it looks like blah, but no, it's not. It's all the constructive shapes that you need to execute a drawing the right way.
Calculated chaos.
Yeah. I believe in that. And the formation of the universe wasn't chaos. Is like you said. It's calculated chaos. Okay, and then now I just kind of pick out the shapes that I want, and I don't start from the top. I start from the bottom and I work my way up. Or I start from the bottom, so it's going from left to right, just back and forth like that until I get to the top. If I get to the top over here first, it's fine. I'm still gonna work my way, but I'm moving in a way that that's like building.
Hey everybody, what did I miss?
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, sorry. I'm starting.
Everything.
I'm showing
really neat.
rock and water interaction.
Yeah.
I could bring it back real quick. Let me I decided to do this wave, but I think it was a little too much, so I said, hey, you know what, let's try oh, Come on, stop. There we go. Let's try water and rock interaction. This is a cool one. And it's just basically breaking down the I basically almost kind of like did a hand. So if you can see the rock, like it would be in the middle of a palm, and then the hand spreads out around it. So you can see the little fingers all around it, fat fingers. And then basically just started adding the fingers to it in a very super loose fashion, building the shadows in the rock and kind of like what I was saying before. I looked at the overall silhouette of this water, and I just broke down the silhouette, and it looked like little fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. Basically that's what I actually put on the paper. 5
You
fingers.
start with like the simplest possible reduction of it, and then kind of build it up from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, made little fingers out of the big fingers.
No.
And you're constantly cutting in, you're carving. Horiyoshi talks about that, the carving process. Maybe that's also the thing with when water, you sketch it, that's the first sketch, and then you carve it and you refine it. That's the first carve, and then another carve, and another carve. This is also a little technique people can do when they want to try rocks and water interaction. Why Japanese tattooers use a lot of rocks and water is something that Hokusai did and Kuniyoshi did in their prints, and it works well. Again, also biomech. I think if you ever break down and look at a rock under an electron microscope, it's a lot of biomech in it. Yeah. So again, what I did was I could bring it back too. Oh, I forgot I could totally do that. Here, that's as far back as it will let me go. But what I did was I sketched out the rock real quick, and then did loose fingers around it, super fast. Nothing really slow, but as fast as possible to show force and physics. And then again, like we said before, carving and start to build up, shading in the rock a little bit. Almost to what you see right now. I'll zoom in on the rock for you guys to see it. Check it out.
Nice. Yeah, that's a cool reference. Did you take that photo?
No, this is online.
Yeah, there is a lot to get lost in there. It really is.
But again, what I was saying before, it seems very chaotic. But again, it's I just pictured my hand catching a ball. So it's almost, you can see the fingers. I just picked out and I could do it on the side. I could do it on the side so you can see the steps that I took. So there's a little rock here. Right. And here we go. So it's just like that. That's basically it. You know, that's basically how you can break down this wave, how this water into what is going on with my pencil? There we go. And that's it. Matter of fact, I got a back piece I got to do. I'm going to use this. Oh
Yeah, why
man,
not?
yeah. So
Yeah.
and then I just come back and I just do little. Now for the space of that, like when you do thumbnails now, right? And this is a great little exercise right here. So if this was a thumbnail for me, you know, all I'm doing now is I'm going to do tiny, tiny little strokes. I love drawing really, really small. And I was gonna, well, look at that. Never tried that before.
What's that? Yeah, one of the
Right.
other things about this photo is it's not necessarily immediately obvious, like the direction, right? You know, with a lot of these waves, the direction is like the first one we drew. There's this very distinct direction, where this is more explosive.
Yes. But this is the type of reference you can use in your arsenal when you want to bring something new to the table, like, oh, I want to try something that some waves that I don't see a lot of people doing. And that's what I'm always looking for. I'm always looking for that type of reference. But yeah, so like this little thumbnail, basically, I kind of like it's weird because I kind of like this thumbnail more than I like this one that I did right here. So I just might just take this one. Yeah, I'm gonna take that one and bring it over here. And now I'll just refine this. But
Yeah, I like how the rock gives you a good way of kind of turning the water around. You know, it's
definitely.
a sort of a directional switch.
And when I'm even looking at this even more now. And if I really wanted to tweak out on it, I can see this like this force that goes up and it comes back down. You know, I'm saying to myself, like, oh, I love to try that, where water's going up this way and shooting up. And this is definitely some oh man, what's his name? Name's sticking to my mind. We were just talking about him. Oh God, what? No. I'm not gonna lose my tattoo cool card.
Irons. Talking
Greg
about
Irons. This definitely
Greg
has that
Irons.
Greg Irons look right here. This
Yeah,
little
yeah.
spot right here.
Absolutely, the kind of fractal chaos.
Yes. That, you know, like it's coming up and then it comes back down, you know, and it's even over here it has that spray and I like that. This mid-air twist. Oh, I gotta save this. Oh, gotta save that one.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of my sketches, I don't even finish them. I kind of will sketch something like this and then leave it alone, and then come back to it at a later date. Comic book artists talk about this all the time. Painters talk about this. They'll do a sketch and then they'll come back to it, and it helps because then you bring back a type of energy that's a little bit more refined to whatever you do. When I do rocks, that's something that I would love to do a whole session on about rocks, rock formation.
That concept makes sense to me. It kind of reminds me of there's this book called The Artist's Way. And it talks about like waking up, and like it talks about writing, but you know, you could do it and put it towards like sketching too, but just basically
Yes.
doing it really quick and getting anything out of your head really fast, and then just not looking at it again for, you know, a week or two or whatever it is.
Yep. Yeah.
And then
Yep.
and then going over it later.
That's definitely a great technique. I do that all the time. I'll have a sketchbook sometimes. It's not psycho-cybernetics. Oh, it's a book called it's that book, and God's Debris. And he talks about that. The guy will have an idea and he'll leave the book. He'll have a sketchbook or whatever, and any ideas that he has in the middle of the night, he'll wake up and he'll just jot it down. He'll jot it down and put it on
Yeah.
paper, and then he'll sleep on it. And a lot of comic book artists, a lot of businessmen, they'll have not businessmen, mathematicians, they do this all the time too. There's one mathematician said when he had a problem that he couldn't figure out, he would look at it and before he's going to bed, and he'll kind of meditate on the problem as he's trying to figure it out, and then just leave it on next to his bed and fall asleep. And then sometimes miraculously the equation comes to him in the morning.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sometimes it doesn't
I like
happen
it.
right away, but it's a success. It's that part of your brain that's been evolving for thousands of years that it's a part of you. So a lot of my drawings have a lot of my wave techniques, rocks, just art in general, to figure something out will come to me the next morning by drawing it and then walking away from it. Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Even,
Melissa's killing it, Melissa. Damn, Melissa. Damn.
yeah, she's definitely got a nice twist to
Nice.
that one.
Sandra and
I'm
Melissa,
just doodling.
You're doodling,
doodling
with
helps.
rhythm, you know?
Is that stipple too?
It's all like I started with pencil, and then my mechanical pencil, I ran out of lead, and so I just grabbed the nearest thing, which is a micron pen. So this is all like cross hatching and stuff. And I don't use
Nice.
pen very often in my sketches, so this is kind of a nice little twist tonight.
Everybody's doing some killer stuff tonight.
Yeah, I think that compared to last week, we're all a little bit more capable.
That's great.
I definitely would not have been able to do the tattoo that I did Sunday without, like, I was going to do normal waves, my style, more realistic, but he had a very kind of a dominant piece that I was pulling all this stuff in the background of, and there's no way it would have turned out the way that it did without this class popping up when it did. So super thankful.
Okay, everyone, I have to turn in. I have
Yeah.
a jolly little baby to take care of in the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
Well,
you for your
I'm
time
glad I was
again.
able to catch you for one last one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think my third drawing of the night was, I mean, my second one was better than this one, but I had more time with it. Man, yeah. This has been great. This has really been great.
Yeah.
I think that what I'm going to try to do, because I think I'd mentioned I'm planning on incorporating this into the flow and fit chapter, but I'm going to write something. I'm not just going to post the videos in there, and I'm definitely going to talk to you about this. I'm going to have you take a look at what I have to write, because I'd like to try to, kind of take all this and break it down into a few tricks and, uh, some principles that are behind this, because I mean, obviously the most important thing is to just do this a bunch of times, but it's nice to have some sense of the principles at work.
Yeah.
It's been really helpful for me.
All right.
Well,
Well,
I like that. I like that motion. I like how that water looks. It's great. Everybody came great to this one tonight. It's awesome.
Well, thank you, Andrew or Andre.
Yeah, no problem.
yeah, this has been great. 2 weeks in a row. I think it gave everybody a chance to. It wasn't just like a quick visitation into the idea, but we got to kind of chew on it and digest it a little bit, come back and try some more. And I mean, that's really the way to do it.
I think I like the idea of like having it so it was like almost a homework.
Yeah, well, we're going to be doing more of that. This
Cool.
has been a great learning experience. I mean, this is one of the first times we've had a guest instructor. We've had a couple, like Tivon and Chris Hall have led a couple of courses, but in terms of like really having a guest come and teach something like this, having this couple of weeks to work on it was really a privilege. I'm really grateful that we had a chance to do this.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Oh, Andre, thank you. And
Yeah.
everyone else, thank you. I'm actually going to go and do more drywall crap. And I'll be announcing next week's exercise sometime tomorrow. I've got a few ideas, but I need to clarify it a little bit more. And we'll be seeing you all. Actually, before that, we've got a paint jam next Sunday night with Judy Parker. And there's going to be a biomech party, I think, on Friday the 11th. So we got a few things just this week. Actually, a whole
Sweet.
shit ton of stuff happening this month. So I'll be seeing you all regularly in this in cyberspace here. All right. Well, good night, everyone.
Good night,
Thank you,
y'all.
Andre, again.
Good night. Thank you, guy.
Thank you, Sandy, for
Take care.
helping host. And it's terrific seeing you all here.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night. Be safe.
All right.
All right. I don't know if I'm the last one here. Oh, it looks like I am. Hopefully Sander comes back and turns this thing off soon. All right. Good night, everyone.